see it. No, looks like maybe number. Give me a picture of 79, 78 engraved with that picture. The contract from Albert.
Okay, we ready? Where's Danny? There he is. Hey, Dan. How are you? I'm good, Ken. Good. We're going to be swearing you in a couple of minutes, but we just have to start the meeting, and I'll bring you up to the podium when we do that. Okay? All right, Dan. All right. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for being here for this meeting of the Town Board of the Town of Carmel. Today's date is Wednesday, December 11th, 2019, and tonight's meeting, the first part of it is a Town Board special voting meeting, where we'll be swearing in our new Carmel Town Justice. And the second part of the meeting is a Town Board work session. So before we get started, as always, we're going to have the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. So everybody please rise. And Councilman Lupinacci, would you lead us?
My pleasure.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you.
Okay, once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being present at this meeting tonight. Thank you all at home for watching. Again, it's Wednesday, December 11th, and we have a dual meeting tonight, Town Board special voting meeting and Town Board work session. For the record, all Town Board members are present with us this evening, as is our Town Clerk, Ann Spofford, all the way down to my right. Down to my left is Greg Fulchetti, Carmel Town Council. So, at 6 p.m., the board met in executive session. There were 3 items. Kieran Boyle from the Spain Agency discussed a contractual matter with the Town Board. Carmel Water District Number 2, contractual matter, and Cozen O'Connor, attorney-client litigation update, was held in executive session as well. So the Town Board special voting meeting tonight is something that I'm honored to preside over, because I know the gentleman that we're going to be swearing in as the next Carmel Town Justice. I've known him for many years, him and his family, his dad, Bob Miller. And it's really, you know, an honor and privilege to be here tonight doing this, Dan, because of your background and and your skills as an attorney. So we're very proud of that. So there's a resolution appointing Carmel Town Council, and I'm going to ask Councilman Schneider, if you... What's that?
Town Justice, yeah, we're not going to appoint a council. Don't worry, you're still safe. You're safe. At least until our organizational meeting in a couple weeks.
He was nervous. He said council.
Oh, no.
Freud.
Councilman Schneider, would you read Resolution 1?
It would be my honor. This is a resolution appointing Town of Carmel Town Justice. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby appoints Daniel M. Miller as Town of Carmel Town Justice effective December 24th, 2019. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. Councilman Lupinacci, roll call vote?
Councilman Borelli. Absolutely. Councilman Schneider.
Yes, with pleasure.
Councilman Lupinacci.
Yes, with pleasure.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes, with pleasure.
Supervisor Schmidt.
Yes, with pleasure as well. Congratulations, Town Justice Dan Miller. Now a little bit about Dan. So Dan is a longtime resident of Mahopac. Dan attended Mahopac schools. He graduated in 1985 as the valedictorian of his class with over 400 students. That was a great accomplishment, Dan, for that. He coached for Mahopac Sports Association for both of his daughters. He volunteered for Habitat for Humanity, which is wonderful. His education, he attended the University of North Carolina, where he received a Doctor of Jurisprudence in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. That was in 1993, and he made the Dean's List. He was admitted to the New York State Bar for U.S. District Courts, Southern and Eastern Districts in 1994. From May of 1994 to September 1999, he worked for a private law firm. In 2009, he opened his own practice here in Mahopac as a solo practitioner. with extensive experience in civil litigation, criminal matters, landlord-tenant disputes, estate planning, business and technology transactions, real estate matters, and conducted numerous trials at all court levels and arguments at the appellate division. So, Dan, you have quite a history and quite a career as an attorney, and now you're going to the next level with respect to, now you're a town justice. So that's really special, and I know your family's very proud of you. I spoke to your dad the other day. Extremely proud of your accomplishments. We all are too, and you're a local guy, and what better than that to, for you to be selected as the town justice. So congratulations, best of luck. I do have to swear you in.
Do you give him a rope?
So if you, no, don't give me a rope, no.
I thought
So,
that'd be kind of neat. give
Dan,
him
would
a
you come up
rope.
to the podium and join me? And who's going to hold the Bible?
Supervisor, if you don't mind, I know the family pretty well. The latter of the Millers was instrumental in me joining up with the Marine Corps. And as I see Dan stand up back there, I swear it's like looking at the judge from 25 years ago who's been an instrumental moral compass in my life, and I'm sure the exact same thing for you. I'm excited to see Town of Carmel, having you represent. It's a beautiful tradition that you're carrying on in your family. You guys are great people. Very excited that you continue to carry on the traditions. And I don't want to put you in your father's footsteps, but I kind of know how that is being in this town. It happens over decades. But you should be very happy with the mark that he's left for you and the name that he's left for you. And you do a great job continuing on with it.
Really appreciate it. Okay. So, come on over here, Dan. Come on over here. Who's going to hold the Bible? Dan, put your left hand on the Bible. Okay, raise your right hand. I forgot something. Okay, repeat after me. I, Daniel M. Miller,
I, Daniel M. Miller,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of town justice
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of town justice
in and for the town of Carmel
in and for the town of Carmel
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Dan. Best of luck.
Do we have a gavel? You want to get a picture with him at the chair?
Two.
He probably showed on TV right over.
Okay, so we're going to continue the meeting. All right, the next resolution is a resolution authorizing settlement of litigation. Councilwoman McDonough, would you read Resolution 2, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas there is currently pending in the Supreme Court, County of Putnam, State of New York, under index number 50975.2017, a certain lawsuit entitled The Town of Carmel versus Hudson Valley Realty Corp. And whereas a proposed settlement of the litigation has been negotiated by counsel Joseph A. Charbonneau, Esquire, and the town board wishes to enter into an agreement settling this litigation. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Carmel hereby authorizes the settlement of the aforementioned litigation on the terms and conditions as reflected in the proposed stipulation of settlement as negotiated. And be it further resolved, the town supervisor, Kenneth Schmidt, is hereby authorized to execute the referenced stipulation of settlement in general form and substance as is currently on file in the form in the office of the town supervisor. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Roll call vote?
Councilman Borelli? Yes. Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Bonacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Supervisor Schmidt?
Yes. Motion carried. Okay, I need is there any members of the public that would like to comment on the two voting agenda items that we just covered this evening? If there are, come on up to the podium at this time. Okay, being that there's none, I need a motion to close the special voting meeting.
So moved.
Second?
So moved by Councilwoman McDonough, seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I need a motion to open the town board work session.
So moved.
Second?
So moved.
Sorry.
And seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. Okay, the town board work session is now open. The first item is a review of the town board minutes of November 20th and December 4th of 2019. Unless any board members wish to comment on those minutes, we're going to move on.
No.
Okay, first item on the agenda, consider request from the New York State DOT for acquisition of property downtown Mahopac revitalization project. I'm going to defer to council on this one.
Thanks, Kenny. All right, the New York State Department of Transportation is in the process of acquisition of certain strips of land along the Route 6N shoulder in the neighborhood of the Route 6 intersection, and two of those strips of land belong to the town of Carmel, one of which you owned through Chamber Park, and the other of which is located on the property that was acquired from the bank here last August. And the DOT has already filed what's known as the acquisition maps. The interest in the property already vests in them. But they do ask, or they do submit for consideration, a compensation agreement for the actual value of the takings. And the two properties that are involved here, the Chamber Park Strip and the Mahopac Bank Park Strip, were valued. The print is tiny. Is it 6725? Is that the number? Am I reading that correctly? Okay. 6725, right? And that's the aggregate, including the value of the property and any rental of any area where they're doing the improvements, where they'll have a temporary easement, and then they'll surrender that once the improvements are done. And typically, there's no a defense or any way to fight the actual acquisition. It's the state, it's a superior municipality that has the power of eminent domain. And the compensation is determined by the state, and in order for you to receive it, you have to sign the agreement setting forth the compensation, and that would require a resolution of the board.
And the public should know too, this is together with, this is part of the sidewalk, new sidewalks and drainage issues for the entrance to the new park and parking lot. This is part of the DOT's work.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Any further comment on this item? Questions, concerns? There being none, item number 2, Mary Ann Maxwell, Town Controller. Consider budget revisions, November 2019. Welcome, Mary Ann.
Good evening. This is the budget revisions for November of 2019. Number 1, in the general fund, we're providing for police overtime expense from 207C revenue received and payout of accrued time for 2 police officers due to retirement. The 207C revenue is $71,947, and the payout of accrued time is $144,722. Number 2, in the general fund, we're providing for our outside legal counsel investigation, payment of retainer, expenses incurred year-to-date, and estimated future charges. The retainer is $10,000. The expenses incurred year-to-date is approximately $77,000, and estimated future charges is $33,000 for a total of $120,000. That is coming from the appropriated fund balance. Number 3, we're transferring for payment of services in connection with the video room upgrades of $7,600. Number 4, in the general fund, we're transferring $2,500 for tax receiver staff overtime. Number 5, we're transferring $10,000 for special boards counsel. Number 6, we're transferring $4,000 for temporary staff in the engineering department. Number 7, transferring $3,000 for repairs to town hall vehicles. Number 8, transferring for central advertising and mail expenses, a total of $9,200. Number 9, transferring for information, for IT contractual expenses, $2,000. Number 10, we're transferring for miscellaneous expenses in the police department. $13,000 is due to police night differential expense. Number 11, transferring $1,500 for code enforcement staff overtime. And number 12, transferring $2,500 for highway garage contractual expense. On page 2, number 13, transferring for miscellaneous recreation expenses within the recreation budget. Number 15, transferring for miscellaneous recycling expenses to include the e-waste drop-off and shred-it day for a total of $15,500. In the highway fund, transferring for general repair expenses, $30,000 is the general repair contractual expenses, and $3,500 is overtime. Number 17, in the highway fund, transferring a total of $5,000 for weeds and brush expenses. Lake Cassie Park District, transferring $3,000 for utility expenses. In the Lake Secor Park District, transferring $1,100 for miscellaneous expenses. Carmel Water District number 4, transferring a total of $20,000 for equipment purchases and emergency repairs, actually emergency purchase of water. Carmel Water District number 5, transferring a total of $3,000 for miscellaneous expenses. Carmel Water District number 6, transferring for equipment purchases of $5,000. Carmel Water District number 8, transferring $15,000 for emergency repairs. Carmel Sewer District number 1, transferring $15,000 for contractual expenses. Carmel Sewer District number 2, $10,000 for contractual expenses, and Carmel Sewer District number 4, $15,000. Carmel Sewer District 1, Extension 3, $2,700 for equipment purchases. Carmel Lighting District, provide for damaged light pole repair from an insurance claim, money that we received from an insurance claim. In the capital drainage fund, we're transferring for contractual expenses of $20,000. In the airport park capital fund, we're providing for capital project improvements at the airport park from state aid revenue received of $250,000. In the general fund, we're providing for a transfer to the capital fund towards the purchase of a Dodge Durango. That's $10,000 that's coming from the equipment capital fund, and that's going into the highway machinery capital fund towards the purchase of the Dodge Durango, which was funded out of the capital fund. And in Carmel Water District Number 9, transferring $26,500 for contractual improvements. That's it.
Okay.
Any questions?
Any questions, comments for the Comptroller? No?
Thank you.
Thanks, Marion. Okay, next, Police Chief Mike Kazari, consider request to authorize purchase of an additional license plate recognition LPR cameras.
Good evening.
Chief?
So the project that we had started up in the Hamilton Carmel, we have a surplus still in that budget line of almost $11,000. The configuration, according to, we've been partnering with Westchester County PD, and they're helping monitor the cameras. They believe that we didn't set them up properly, so I'm looking for 3 cameras and mounts, and we're going to reconfigure them so they get the rear of the vehicles, not the front. And so 6180 on state contract from this digital surveillance solutions, and I have the money still in that project line.
Okay. Okay. Any questions, comments for the chief?
Yeah, just, Mike, I'm definitely for this, but I was wondering, do they know about how many vehicles only have a rear license? Because it's in New York and they're supposed to have front and back. So I was just wondering, what data they gave us to show, like, are we missing 50%, 25%? I mean, I think we have to do it no matter what.
Yeah, when Doyle Security CIA set it up, I questioned them about that Westchester says you're not getting all the vehicles, and they said, you're getting 80%.
Okay,
So I was like, no, if we're going to do this, I want 100%, not
Yeah.
80% or 90, well,
Yep.
we'll settle for 98%,
yep.
but,
It only takes that one, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine, it was just a question. Thank you.
and we're going to do it going forward, nothing against Doyle, but going forward, we're going to do it with Westchester. We're going to continue to partner with them. It's less expensive, and they know what they're doing. They've done like 80 sites so far.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
This is 3 cameras, right?
That's the configuration we have now, is 3 cameras for that intersection.
And we're adding?
We're going to take those other ones, and either they're going to be live video. They're a different camera. This Mobotics is the camera that Lieutenant Hess from Westchester recommends using.
Okay.
What Doyle gave us was something that they're using here.
So we'll look at, we'll have 6 then at that spot that we're looking at then?
We're probably going to take some of those away.
And reposition to another location, or you're going to
Another
take them out of
location,
service?
yeah, I was thinking about, we have the parks, which will use them too, because it's the same system that I have downstairs. It's the same system in all 3 of the parks, I think, that we've got cameras in now.
Okay.
The park district and the parks, so, yeah, they can definitely be used. If we don't use them here, we'll use them. I don't know if you saw the email that I sent to Ann, we were approved for that $75,000. The new senator was able to get that through, that Murphy got us, so we'll be expanding, and
That's spectacular. I didn't see that, but that's great news to know that it's going to be coming
Yeah.
through. I know we've talked about bringing in a lot more cameras, a lot more computer-assistive technologies, so it's great to see a grant that size.
yeah, they
coming
won't
in
go
as
to
well.
waste. We'll find, whether it's at one of the parks or recreation or something, we'll definitely use them. If it's not useful for my purpose, it will definitely be useful for something else.
Great, thank you.
Okay?
Thanks, chief.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next, Mike Carnaz, Building and Codes Enforcer, consider request to authorize Assistant Building Inspector to attend inspector training seminars in Dutchess County, March 3rd to the 5th, May 12th to the 14th, and June 9th to the 11th, 2020. Ed Spadaro is required to be trained for the position of Assistant Building Inspector. The Department of State is offering the first 3 classes in Dutchess County on the following dates that I just read off. Classes 4, 5, and 6 are going to be announced shortly. Thank you for your consideration in this matter. Any questions, comments, concerns for Mike Carnaz's request?
No,
Okay, next item. Number 5, Mike Simone, Highway Superintendent, consider request to purchase diagnostic software for large highway department vehicle. Mike?
Good evening, Board. We have been getting diagnostic equipment for the last couple of years. This is a new set of inventory. We're running out of our old one. This is for the upcoming year, and what you have in front of you is the quotes, and what we chose was the Gabrielli one, which will cover all 3 of our makes. We have Mack, International, and Kenworth now. So they will cover, and we have Freightliner. We have 2 Freightliner trucks. They will cover all this diagnostic. At this point right now, even though we're covered, if we have to, which we have been finding, is that the turbos are starting to go on some of these, but we can replace the turbos in-house and take care of them. The only problem is that they have to be reprogrammed, and the hard software we have now, we can't reprogram, we have to send it out. And usually, if we have to send it out, it's on the back of a truck. We can't even start it. So this hardware, this software, will be able to diagnose and reprogram ourselves here, so that we will not have that inconvenience of having to go out to a dealer, so.
It seems like a great price, $7,000 for the diagnostic and the programming. I have clients in the automotive industry that pay like $10,000 just for the diagnostic tool alone, so to see 7, and we can program.
Well, my guys have been going for training, again, great tool that I think is gonna help us, and we're only getting more and more computers and more stuff that we're gonna have to do in-house, so.
And with the cost of those vehicles, it seems well worth having that tool for
Yeah.
working with them. Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
No.
No, thanks, Mike. Okay, 9, Franzetti, PE, Town Engineer, consider request to authorize advertise for bids for sewer jetting program for Carmel Sewer Districts 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Thank you.
You said 6.
There is an attached memo, September 19th, to the Town of Carmel. We are now the co-permittee to the Speed East permit with the New York City Carmel Sewer Districts 1, 3, and Sewer 1 Extension 3. In order to facilitate ongoing regulatory compliance, this department recommends implementing a sewer jetting program in the district to mitigate grease buildup, thus reducing sewer backups and improving treatment. So as to obtain an economy of scale on the project, and per this department's request, Infomark, our sewer operator, has provided the locations in all the sewer districts that could benefit from regular sewer jetting to reduce the grease buildup. It should be noted that only those areas recommended by Infomark will be jetted and not the entire collection system. It's anticipating that the pricing for this project will exceed the GML threshold of $35,000. As this is the case, the town board would have to authorize formal public bidding in conformance with GML, and we recommend that this authorization to let this out to bid.
Finished?
Yes, sir.
Any questions, comments for the engineer?
No.
No. Number 7, Rich Franzetti, consider request to accept proposals for aerial mapping services, Carmel Water 2.
So proposals were solicited from 3 contractors for the reference November 9th, on November 9th, 2019. A copy of the proposal was attached. RFPs were received by the engineering office on November 25th. 2 firms, Axis Geospatial and eTopo, submitted proposals. Copies of the proposals are attached. The proposal is to acquire digital mapping using aerial photography and high-density light detection and ranging, LiDAR, mapping for the proposed Carmel Water District 2 distribution system upgrade. The study area is provided as part of the attachments. Cost provided with $36,630 for Axis Geospatial, and eTopo gave a price of $79,990. We've advised the Controller's Office of this expenditure, and there are sufficient funds in the budget for the work. Based on an evaluation of relative costs and proposed scope, we recommend the contract be awarded to Axis Geospatial as the most responsive firm to the town's needs.
Rich, why are we doing this? Who recommended that we do this?
It's recommended we need it as part of the whole distribution system study, the other RFP that's gone out, in order to support that documentation for them to be able to do the design plans and specifications.
Who recommended it? That's what I'm asking.
Well, John and I talked about it, and it was recommended
John
by
who?
us.
John who?
John Falchetti.
You and John talked about this?
Mhm.
Who recommended?
Who recommended it? I'm just asking.
Well, I recommended it in my memo,
You recommend it?
yes.
Okay.
Is
And
this the
this
same?
is-
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
This is absolutely 100% necessary for the project.
Yes, it is.
Go ahead, John.
I don't remember these companies, but I know that we did aerial flyovers when we did our reassessment project. Is that a totally different company, totally different technology? I know that we were using that technology for doing measurements for the sizes of structures on parcels. But this is, it sounds like it's using something totally different for technology, and I'm not even sure if that was the same company that's included in here. Maybe you can,
I don't know what companies we used for the aerial flyover for the other project you're talking about, so
Okay.
I can't answer that question.
so is this, it's not to map out buildings, this is to map out like
This is the-
valves, hydrants, manholes, cutoffs,
Right,
things
know
like
the
that?
topography of the roadways where the work is going to be performed.
So topography is the other thing, so it's not just GIS mapping of the infrastructure?
Correct.
But topography for where the work will be performed? Mm-hmm. Okay. I think I get a better understanding. Do you know why there's such a large discrepancy between the two prices?
This is the
Okay.
way they came in. They were given the same proposal, and that's what they came in at.
Okay, and for anyone who has, one's at under 37,000, the other one's just under 80,000. So it's pretty big difference between the two. Okay, that's all, thank you.
Any further questions?
Nope.
Okay, 8, consider request to authorize payments for repairs and services, Carmel Water Districts 1, 2, 5, 8, 10, and 13.
So this memo is presented to the board. These invoices are over the Town of Carmel's procurement policy threshold. Carmel Water District 2, install hydrant on Lakeview Road. On October 24th, the operators of Carmel Water 2 notified the engineering department that they were installing a flushing hydrant proximate to 62 Lakeview Road. The hydrant was needed to alleviate brown water concerns from residents in this area. There's an invoice of $10,728 for the work to be performed by Cook Excavating. Carmel Water District 2, repair valve on Seminary Hill Road. On November 7th, 2019, Infomark, the operators of Carmel Water 2, notified the engineering department of a non-functioning valve on Seminary Hill Road. There's an invoice in the amount of $7,063.76 for Cook's Excavating to install a new valve at this location. Carmel Sewer District 2, boiler circulator repair on November 13th, 2019. Infomark, the operators of Carmel Sewer District 2, notified the engineering department that there was no heat in the sand filter building. It was determined that the circulator for the boiler had failed. There's an invoice in the amount of $5,865 for Suco Fuel to replace the circulator. Carmel Water District 5, main control panel failure and well number 3 seizure. On November 14th, B&J, the operators of Carmel Water District 5, notified the engineering department that the main panel had failed and well number 3 was not working. It was determined that the control panel needed to be recalibrated and well 3 had seized and needed to be replaced. There's an invoice in the amount of $8,829.23 for the repair and replacement of the panel and the well from B&J Plumbing. Carmel Water Districts 1, 8, 10, and 13, water treatment plant intake line zebra mussel inspection on Thursday, November 21st, 2019. B&J, the operators for those Carmel Water Districts and the water treatment plant, have the intake line for the water treatment plant inspected, jetted to clean zebra mussels. The work is part of a yearly inspection maintenance program regarding the zebra mussels on Lake Mahopac, which is causing an obstruction in the intake line. Videos of the investigations have been provided to this department by B&J. The underwater divers inspected the intake and determined the intake stream has zebra mussels adhering to it. It was cleaned and replaced, or replaced in kind. It wasn't removed and replaced. The intake line did contain zebra mussels and silt, which was cleaned out. There's an invoice in the amount of $11,352.58. This is the work performed by Seaway Diving and Salvage, $4,723. Cook Jetting, which is not Cook Excavating, $4,329.58, and $2,300 for B&J for this work. It's been included in the Carmel Water District 1, 8, 10, and 13 budgets.
Any questions by the board for the engineer on this item? There being none. Next item, number 9, consider request to advertise for bids for maintenance services for the upper and lower Tea Kettle Lake Dam and Lake Cassie Dam.
The board is aware of proposals for the development of bid documents and specifications to address maintenance issues raised in the engineering assessments for Lake Cassie Dam, Lake Tea Kettle Dam, and Upper Lake Tea Kettle Dam were circulated. The board authorized Weston and Sampson to prepare those plans and specifications necessary to go out to bid for this work. At this time, the department recommends authorization to let the project out to public bid upon completion of the plans and specifications.
Okay, any questions, comments, concerns for the engineer on this item? Thanks, Rich. Okay, number 10, consider request to waive 30-day notice of the New York State Alcohol Beverage Control Law, application for on-premise liquor license, Pelage LLC DBA Titan Steakhouse 947 South Lake Boulevard, Mahopac, New York. That's Unit 3A. And we went over this application on Monday, and it appears to be complete. And they've answered all questions accordingly and correctly. It's a 30-day liquor license waiver. Any questions?
I did have a question. So, Greg, maybe you can clarify. This waiver, does that automatically authorize them upon the resolution to start selling liquor? Like they could sell before the holiday season? Or they have to still go through everything with ABC and?
This is only the notice period that NISLA, State Liquor Authority, requires to the local municipality, both for either issuing or issuing or changing, modifying a license. Renewals don't need it. But no.
So
What
this
happens
just
is,
says we waive that period that we have a right to, and
Correct.
it turns it right back
Their
to
day window, and they
ABC,
can-
says now the ball's in your court, you do what you do.
they can go to NISLA and try and prosecute and pursue the application more expeditiously, which, you know,
The big question, I'm not going to be drinking here for Christmas. Okay.
not legally.
All right, no, thank you, I appreciate that. No, I'm not knocking on any doors at a speakeasy, nothing like that, no. Thank you, I appreciate it, Greg.
Any further questions on item 10? There being none, at this time, I'm going to open up the floor to general public comment. This is the open forum, new business portion of the meeting, where you can come up and address the town board on any town-related issues or matters. You must be a resident, business owner, or property owner to comment at this portion of the meeting. Come on up if you have anything at this time. Okay, there aren't any, so does the town board have any announcements?
Yes. 1 second. On Friday, December 13th, which is this Friday, at the Brewster Ice Arena, there's going to be a Hockey Fights Cancer, and it's hosted by the Carmel High School and the Mahopac High School ice hockey teams. Come watch crosstown rivals face off against each other and help support a great cause. All of the proceeds will benefit Community Cares, a local organization aiding families with children whose parent is undergoing a major medical illness such as cancer. Again, that's Friday, December 13th, up at Brewster Ice Arena, and the game starts at 8:30 p.m.
You want to say something? Yeah, I missed that. Go ahead, Charlie. Come on up. Come on up, Charlie.
Hi, my name is Charlie Melchner. My family and I live at 722 South Lake Boulevard, Mahopac, New York. And as a plug for my business, we're celebrating 50 years owning Mahopac Marina this year.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yeah, it's amazing we made it. I want to thank the town board, present, future, and those that are leaving, for leaving a part of yourselves here, you guys that are leaving, of your blood, sweat, and tears to make our town a better place. As a person that's watched this town progress and grow in a wonderful way, I can't begin to tell you how much I appreciate it, and anything that I can personally do to make your life easier, I'd be happy to do. I also want to thank this town board for having the open meeting on the, oh, thank you. I apologize, I thought I had a big enough mouth. On the Chamber Park meeting. I thought it was very productive. I thought we had a great turnout from a lot of local residents. A lot of good ideas were put by. And when I chat with more and more people at my time standing at Mahopac Marina, people are so excited about this going on. The added parking, the less stress, and that'll be on the downtown area and the traffic in the downtown area. Saying my last bit now, at one of the last meetings I was at, a lawsuit was being brought forward against one of our town board members, and a lot of questions were asked regarding the attorney's firm that we hired, why we hired them, and how much money have we spent on that so far. I believe Councilman McDonough, you are the lead person on this. Can you help me out with that, please?
Yes, I am. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it to the attorneys are here tonight, because I think it was Mr. Butler. I told them that I would have information for him. So if you don't mind, Cozen O'Connor is here, and if they can come up and answer Mr. Melchner's question.
Should I stay here?
No,
It was a
No, you can
simple,
say-
No,
it was a simple question. Didn't Mary Ann, didn't Mary Ann
this is a
set
very
aside
simple question.
$120,000?
I don't think the law firm needs to respond to that question.
I just
think-
want to know how much has been spent so far.
About
and the status of it.
$90,000,
90?
$87,000.
And where have we gotten with that money we spent? Is that something? we
That's
discussed?
something that the lawyers would have to answer. I cannot answer that.
Okay. Okay, I don't know that I want to bother bringing them up. 87,000 we've spent so far.
Correct.
Okay, that's all I have. Once again, thank you very much and great holidays, everyone.
Thank you. And just to piggyback on what you were
Same to
saying,
you,
Charlie, one thing you forgot to mention is how great that downtown view of our lake looks now. It is such an improvement, and again, all the comments that are coming through are all positive. It'll be nice to see the community working together for such a great project.
Very dramatic. Thank you again.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Thanks, Charlie. Any other residents who'd like to come up and comment? If not, we're going to be closing the meeting.
Yeah, I just have, we did not finish the executive session with Cozen O'Connor. So Greg, I don't know if I have to make a motion to go back into executive session to continue number 3, Cozen O'Connor attorney-client litigation update. I just wanted to let people know, is that what I do?
You need a motion to proceed to
Okay, so
executive session.
I make a motion to go back into executive session to continue with Cozen O'Connor attorney-client litigation update.
Why, but why didn't you just do it after the meeting and we could continue the speaking about the garbage issue that we have coming up that you shut me down on and says it wasn't on the agenda?
Mike, I would love more than anything to talk about the executive session, and if you would like to stay after we finish with the Cozen O'Connor,
No, I
I
gotta
make a
catch a
second
plane.
motion to, an additional motion, that after we finish with the Cozen O'Connor, that we talk about the garbage issue.
No, I have to catch a plane this evening.
So I think we have a second on the first motion.
Okay.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what the
You know what
process
to
is.
do.
Okay,
All right,
so
you
roll
need a
call vote. Roll call vote.
You know,
All in
it's
favor?
just all in favor.
All in favor? Aye.
Paying as they wait.
You'd have to ask them, Mike.
Of course you are, Mike.
I'm sure we
Of
are.
course you are.
I just want to know if we're paying as they wait.
I am sure we are, yes.
Good night, everybody. Be well. Good night, Charlie. We'll see you guys here the 18th for a town board voting meeting. Good night, be well.